So here it is, as you can see. Woo! This is my A7S II. Hello, how's it going, everybody? Drew here with another video for you, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about an unusual camera rig that you can use to get two camera angles at the same time using your smartphone, either iPhone or Android, with your DSLR, or it could be any like a camcorder, depending on how you're going to rig it up. So this is my A7S II, and then I have my Google Pixel 7 Pro right here. And as you can see, I'm using this friction arm right here in the back, and this is attached to, this is an ARCA Swiss right here, quick release, and it's attached to my ARCA Swiss plate right here. And the reason is just to make it easier to take on and off. But what's cool is I can easily from here, when the app is on, this right here, right up here in the middle, that is the record button. So this is like really convenient. And this also is really cool if you want to do take stills at the same time that you are filming. And this smartphone right here in particular, you can shoot in RAW. So you could, if you wanted to get stills in this, because in this, if I were to do stills, I'd have to stop video recording and switch over to the other thing. I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. But if your camera can't do stills and videos at the same time, this could be a cool way to do that if you're like just doing kind of like candids or kind of event stuff. So a little background, I've used this setup before, and which is why I'm sharing it. I haven't done it in a while until recently when I was filming a bunch of interviews, and this came in handy because I wanted to get stills and also video, just an extra video angle. Even though I already had a second camera, I just wanted a third one. Why not? And it came in clutch, as they say. I didn't set it up like this just because of time, but I wish I would have set it up like this. But anyways, but I did use this rig before that, actually, on a short film, which is like a really funny comedy. And so I was the only shooter on that short film, and so I came up with this idea actually to use. At the time, I had a iPhone 5S or whatever, and that was my camera, and I had the Filmic Pro app on that. And I had, at the time, a Canon T2i for my camera. And anyway, it was just really cool because this was also a really cool setup for doing tracking shots, like I was in a wheelchair and like someone would be pulling me back and I would be getting the close-up, like a Type 2 shot in this lens, and this lens would be kind of the wider angle. And it was really cool. It was just really cool to use that kind of creatively. So I just wanted to share that, just give you guys some kind of creative ideas, for being able to capture different angles, because it can really save your hide, because, things can happen that are outside your control, right? And so it's always nice to have a backup angle that you can use if you need it. I, of course, have another A7S, which is filming this video right here, so I have that additional camera. I took this off, put this on sticks on a tripod on a quick release, and I had this other camera on another tripod on the reverse side, because it was a door scene where someone was knocking on the door and the other character was opening the door, right? So I was able to get both angles of both characters, and this was getting the person knocking on the door, and so we could see them. And then this was getting the person's reaction on the other side inside the home. So it was really cool to be able to do that pretty quickly, because at the time I just had that one DSLR, and then I just had my nice iPhone at the time. And the cool thing about this setup is if you're using something like Filmic Pro on iPhone, or the Blackmagic Camera app on iPhone, or if you're using the Android equivalent, MC 24 frames a second, I believe is the name of that. If you're using those apps, it gives you more control over your video settings and all that jazz. Especially if you're using the smartphone and you're shooting on 4K, you can do that and then shoot 1080p on your regular DSLR like I usually do, and that'll give you a little bit more flexibility in terms of editing. So the main benefit to this is if you are kind of limited on crew, let's say you're a single videographer doing either someone else's content, right? You're filming for a client, or you're doing your own content, right? And you just want different angles. This could be a great way to do that, you know, and very easy to import, very easy to sync up into multicam. If you like multicam, some editors don't. But you would have two angles that you could use from. So the cool thing about this friction arm here is depending on what you're filming, you can change the angle here. So like, let's say you're doing an interview, right? And you wanted this camera on somebody, but then you wanted this camera right here on the other person, right? You could do something like that, which is pretty cool. Or another thing is, you know, with this quick release, you could easily stick this on a tripod if you wanted to do a different angle change. I just wanted to share that, give you some ideas, some creative ideas, just to save you time and make things more efficient for you when you're creating content that you can use. It doesn't need to be particularly like an A7S or a DSLR. You could, if you had a spare smartphone, you could probably, you actually could get probably the same type of quick release plate, but have it oriented like this way, right? And you could have like one smartphone on this end and the other smartphone on the other end, with the friction arms, right? Like this, so you can change the angles, and you can have one smartphone like telephoto and the other wide. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a cool mirrorless, you know, wonderful camera. You know, it doesn't need to be that in particular. But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. I always am looking for creative ways to streamline my shoots, both for myself and for my clients. So always happy to share. And feel free to share down below in the comment section creative things that you've come up with to just make shoots more efficient. Would love to hear it. And as always, thanks for watching and stay classy. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.